January 29th, 2019. My name is Bill McCanley. I am the Secretary Designate of the New Mexico Workforce Solutions Department. And this is your update for the week. So first, the federal government did resolve its policy dispute, at least for 3 weeks, opening the government back up. Remember, we had about 1,300 employees, I think it was the final number we actually counted, that had applied for unemployment insurance. And the situation as it stands now, and as we were very, very clear about before, is that when back pay is received, if you're a federal employee and did receive an unemployment check, you're going to need to pay that back. Now, we waived the job search requirements, which basically turned that into a zero interest loan. And there's some payment options that our department will be letting you know about. But please know that if this happens again, this administration will do everything in its power to make sure that we're with you getting through these tough times. We really, in the Governor Lujan Grisham administration, we really value our federal employees. I actually had a editorial published on an online site yesterday and the Santa Fe New Mexican today documenting some of the great things that our federal employees do. We're with you. We value you. We're so glad you're part of our communities. We're going to continue to work with you. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. Secondly, I want to talk about the minimum wage. It's kind of the hot button thing that's going on. One of them at the legislature this year. It's the one I'm involved with. And Bloomberg News actually had about 4 or 5 days ago a very good article showing all the data from the United States that when a state or a city or county raises their minimum wage fairly moderately and steadily, there is zero impact on job creation. Now, I've been talking with different groups of people from more rural communities as well as some of the Chamber of Commerce groups, and they're very, very opposed to raising the minimum wage. But as we pointed out, it doesn't really have an effect throughout the nation on job growth, because if I'm making the minimum wage and I get an increase, I'm not going to go put that money generally in Wall Street. I'm going to buy more food, get my car fixed, buy school supplies, maybe take my family out to a movie. You pump that money back into the local economy. And as we've seen in rural areas of Colorado, Arizona, Washington, all these other states that have done this, it works. And so we're really going to be pushing that. Both minimum wage bills in the legislature go to their next committee on Friday afternoon. I will be there to answer questions that our department has a say in, and that's things like how we enforce the minimum wage. And both bills have a cost of living, I call it a kicker, but an increase on the backside, so that once the numbers have been hit, and the one that the governor is generally been approved of in terms of strategies, a 10, 11, 12, then you have a cost of living on the backside that goes up every single year to make sure that it rises the minimum wage with the cost of everything you have to buy, right? So my department, our department at Workforce Solutions, is responsible for that. The last thing I want to talk about is something interesting I've learned in the last couple of days, and that's gender roles in the workforce. So we've been really working on apprenticeship policies, and there's about 1,500 current registered apprentices here in New Mexico. Now, almost all of those are with the building trades: sheet metal workers, electricians, carpenters, plumbers, and pipe fitters, et cetera, and so on. I think the number that I saw is 96 to 97% of them are men. And I also talked with a good friend of mine who's a juvenile probation officer, and she said as probation turns much more into a social service institution that does community worker type issues rather than just a law enforcement group, she sees more and more people taking those jobs are women. And it's very interesting how we are stratifying the workforce based on gender roles. And it's just, when you think about it, I mean, there's nothing stopping a woman from going and being a carpenter or an electrician. That's really, really good money, and it's valuable work. And there's nothing stopping a dude from going and working with kids, either in a juvenile probation office or in an elementary school. That's really, really good work that means a lot to our society. So if you're considering a job or a new career, getting a new skill set, and you're worried about gender roles, I would encourage you to really take a look and say, hey, look, if I can do the job, I should do it. So that's what I got today. As always, thanks everyone for watching this. And if you have questions, comments, or concerns on these or any of the issues, let me know and I'll try to answer them for you. Thanks everybody. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Bye.